Hey guys, welcome back to The Horror with your hostess with the mostest, Jenna as always. Welcome back. So, I had a couple of late questions for my Q&A video and everything. A couple from CML Entertainment and Sarah1228. And if you guys ever do have a question or anything, or want to ask me something, feel free, because you never know. I might do a question of the week or a question of the video, or maybe just do a couple of Q&A videos depending on how many questions I get during the week. But yeah, you guys don't be afraid to, ask me questions at any time. That's what I'm here for. It's always kind of fun to be answering people's questions and everything. So, but let's crack into the questions. So first from CML Entertainment, he had asked, what movie had really kind of messed me up in the head when I first saw it. I feel like there's a few movies that have kind of messed me up in different ways. I want to say, I think the first one I want to mention, I know it's one that I've actually reviewed. It's not a horror movie, but the story itself is pretty horrific, and that is An American Crime. That movie, that's based on true events and everything, and I've only watched that movie a couple of times, and I've said it before, that's a movie that you cannot just kind of casually pop in or just constantly watch it, because every time you watch it, it is just so difficult to watch. It's just just to think that this actually happened in real life is just, I still try and wrap my head around it, and it's freaking crazy. Another movie that, it kind of messed me up, and it's not necessarily the entire movie, it's more just a specific scene that really kind of messed me up, and that is from the movie Feast. Now the scene that really just kind of messed me up was the scene where they kind of tied up that one girl that they thought was dead to use her kind of as bait to lure these creatures away. Come to find out she was still alive. So one of the beast things or whatever it was, alien things, whatever horny ass thing it was, kind of dragged her out. And anyone who has seen the movie, and I'm assuming the sequels are kind of the same way, where these things just fucking hump everything. This thing orally rapes her, and it's just, I'm trying not to even think about it right now. It's messing me up right now. And then, of course, it kind of cuts away, where she turns her head, and all this jizz juice comes out of her mouth. That just messed me up. But yeah, so those are some of the things that kind of have really sort of messed me up. I know that there's probably more movies. I know there's more movies that have really kind of messed with my head and stuff, but those are just kind of two examples of movies that really messed me up for good. So, but no, thank you, CML, for the question and everything. Brilliant question, loved it. And you know what? I would love to know what messed you up. I know you've been kind of expressive throughout your videos with doing reviews and stuff, of just oh yeah, this will mess with your head and stuff. I want to know from you what movie has really kind of messed with your head. So, but anyway, so second question is from Sarah1228, and she had asked me to show off my wrestling DVDs and Blu-rays. So I know I've kind of shown pretty much all of these off before, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. So Sarah, this is for you. So I will start off, I guess, with the DVDs. So first one up is the history of the WWE Championship. This is kind of a little, it's not quite like a digibook, but it's almost sort of set up that way, so yeah. Got a lot of good matches in here and everything, a lot of great stuff. So yeah, that's always a good one, good fun one. Second one up is one that I actually got towards the end of last year, and that is 1997, Dawn of the Attitude Era, or Dawn of the Attitude. this one is actually pretty decent. It's got a lot of good matches. It's got a quick little sort of documentary and everything, just kind of like talking about that year, starting off that year and how it ended and everything. And this is also the same year that the infamous Montreal Screwjob happened at Survivor Series. So next one up is another one that I actually bought at the same time as the last one, and that is 30 years of Survivor Series. Survivor Series. I've been watching a couple of the Survivor Series lately on the WWE Network. So yeah. Sign up, get 30 days free. I'm just saying. Next one up is the Best of the King of the Ring. This one, did it have... Oh, I got discs falling out. I want to kind of see if this one had... I can't remember because it's been forever since I bought this. Okay, no, so I was going to see if it had like a little documentary or anything. I didn't think it did, but it has a lot of the matches and everything. Or I shouldn't say a lot of matches, but it has a pretty good selection of matches throughout the King of the Ring thingy or whatever. Next one up is the Monday Night War. Now, this is different than what is on the network, because I know a couple of years ago they did a couple of, like, episodes of talking about the Monday Night Wars and everything between Nitro and Raw. This one's decent, but I kind of like what they did with the one on the network, because it kind of goes through different things of, like, the emergence of, like, the women in wrestling, and then, like, the high flyers and everything, and just a lot of different things and everything on the network compared to this one. It's been a while since I've watched this one, but this one's still pretty decent, so next one up is Shawn Michaels' My Journey. This one I think is the one that actually is the documentary, because I always get the two confused. I think it is. Yes, I believe this is the one that actually has the full-fledged, like, or no, I think I might be lying on that. I'm not sure, because I get the two mixed up. I will show the other one, because the other one I have is the Shawn Michaels story, Heartbreak and Triumph. So no, this one is the one with the documentary and everything. Both have, like, some matches and everything. This one has more of, like, an anthology, but whatever. And last one up on the DVDs is Best in the World CM Punk. Yeah, I actually got this at work. I would have gotten the Blu-ray, but we didn't have the Blu-ray at the time, so... But no, this is a really, really excellent one. Love CM Punk. Loves him. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the Blu-ray, WWE, documentaries, videos, whatever. So first one up is... It's Good to Be King, the Jerry the King Lawler story. This is an excellent one, and this was done after his heart attack, so they do talk about his heart attack and everything. And I remember that Monday Night Raw that he had his heart attacks. I actually was watching it. It was kind of weird, because it's like, at one point, it's like, what the hell's going on? It seems like something weird's going on, and then... That's when they were like, oh, Jerry the King Lawler was just taken to the hospital, and looks like he's having a heart attack. So, really just, like, freaky-ass stuff, man. Just saying. Alright, so next one up is Heart of Gold, the Owen Hart story. This is a good one, but I have to say it's very, like, it's a very short documentary. It's only like 50 minutes, and I just feel like it's very truncated, especially considering how much, it is said that people adored Owen Hart, and I don't think I've ever really heard anyone say anything negative about this man, so it's just kind of a shame that there wasn't more to the story. I'm just saying, but... Whatever. It's still a pretty good one. This is definitely one that when I watch, or if I watch any of Owen's matches, I always get a little teary-eyed. I really do I always enjoyed watching Owen Hart. He was one of my favorites. So, but next one up, we have Ultimate Warrior, the Ultimate Collection. Now, this is just an anthology of matches and everything. A lot of really great ones. I think they even have a few from WCW, obviously, since they own the rights. But yeah, no, it's a good one. It is. It is. Next one up is the Attitude Era, and this is kind of more of like a countdown, if I remember. They're just kind of counting down like different stuff from that era. They talk about the era and everything, its emergence and everything. So it's a solid one. It is. Okay, next one up is another kind of like countdown type one. Raw 100, counting down the top 100 moments of Monday Night Raw. Now this came out like 2012 after the 1000 episode of Monday Night Raw, when Monday Night Raw obviously hit 1000 episodes and went into a 3-hour show. But yeah, this is especially too if you're like me who wasn't really watching or hadn't watched wrestling for a while, this is a good one to like maybe pick up and just kind of like see kind of what was going on, see what you maybe missed and stuff, especially if you're not quite sure if you want to get the network or not. But this is a decent one. A lot of good memories in that. Next one up is Undertaker, the streak. Now this was when he was still undefeated, 20-0. So this was what, like 2012, 2013 that this came out. Of course, we all know that streak has ended with Brock Lesnar, and then Roman Reigns beat him last year. I have issues with both of those. Lesnar, not as much anymore, but next one up. Now, I know Sarah kind of saw this one, and I know this is kind of what prompted her to ask the question for me to show off my wrestling movies, and that is the history of the WWE, WWE 50 years in sports entertainment. This is another really good one. This goes through a lot of stuff. It goes through, obviously, like back in the day when Vince McMahon's grandfather had the company, and then his father, and how he bought the company, and like talking about WrestleMania, and just all sorts of different stuff. It's a pretty good one for a WWE documentary. Now, the next one is another anthology collection, and that is Bret Hitman Hart, the Dungeon Collection. And this one, I believe, actually does, because it's been a while since I've watched this, but yeah, it actually has a couple of like old school stuff from like Stampede Wrestling and everything before he went to WWE and everything. So Stampede Wrestling, for those of you who don't know, was a huge promotion. I would say, I'm guessing kind of almost like the equivalent of like WWE, only in Canada. Like that's how big it was, and it was run by Stu Hart, his father, and everything. So next one up is the best of WWE at Madison Square Garden. This one is a short, little, just brief kind of documentary, but mainly it's just like an anthology of all these really classic matches from MSG and everything. So that is another really good one. Next one up, the only actually sort of like pay-per-view one that I have, and that is the 2012 Royal Rumble, where my little pasty white Irish ginger won it that year. It's the accent, I'm just saying. Next one up is another documentary that I always kind of get a bit teary-eyed whenever I watch it, and that is Always Believe, Story of Ultimate Warrior. Now, Ultimate Warrior, god dang, dude. Freaky thing is a few years ago, he was inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame after, like, years and years of a lot of us thinking that it was never going to happen. He was inducted, I believe, Saturday night. It was either Friday or Saturday night. Appeared on WrestleMania for a brief moment when they're bringing all the inductees out. He came out on Monday Night Raw to cut a promo, beautiful promo, a bit eerie, especially now, and then literally the next day, Tuesday afternoon, he had a heart attack and passed away. So it was such a weird, freaky sort of like weekend, beginning of the week for us wrestling fans. So next one up, one that I was actually watching the other night, the next two actually I watched recently, but this one here is WWE's Greatest Rivalries. Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart. This is actually a really good one. This was one of my first wrestling DVDs as an adult that I purchased. Really good one. I quite honestly, I put this one quite a bit. This one and the Ultimate Warrior and the last one that I'm about to show you, just really good and everything. Kind of really shows like their path and everything throughout the company as individuals and everything. It's just a really, really good one. Last but not least, another one, like I said, I watch quite frequently. Another one that I always, and that is the Randy Savage story. I know Sarah was watching this earlier in the week. This is just, God, this is like, especially if you're like an old school, like 80s wrestling fan, check this one out. This one and the Ultimate Warrior one, they are just excellent documentaries. So there you have it. There are the two questions I wanted to kind of wrap up with. Like I said, if you guys are ever like, wanting to ask me a question or anything, feel free to. Like I said, I'll do kind of like a question a day or question of the week or something, or just depending on how many I get during a week or during a time period. So but yeah, thanks you guys, thanks for watching as always, and until next time, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.